Hello, my name's Andy and welcome to the garage. Well, I'm sure this car needs no introduction. It's the Dinky Toys 3 litre Ford Capri GXL police car. I think it's 1/24 scale. It's quite big on the turntable there. I've had this about 2 years in the box waiting to be done. And the reason I've waited for it to be done is so I could do it justice in the paint, etc. I think I've got my paint off quite well now. I still have the odd mishap and have to go and repaint, but the finishes I'm getting now are good enough to put on this Ford Capri. I do hope you're going to enjoy this restoration because it's one I've definitely been looking forward to. Well, here we are with our Capri. Dinky Toys, Ford Capri. I think it's 1/25 scale. 2 screws. A lot of detail underneath. Metal base. Plastic exhaust, etc. Opening doors. Foldable seats. Opening boot. One of the few things that I don't like on this model is the extent to which the Ford writing and the GXL and the Ford at the front stand up on the car. I don't like that. I think it's too high. And folding seat at the front, and you can see we've got steering wheel missed there. We've got steering wheel gone and the beacon at the top. I have sourced a spare wheel, but I'm not sure. It looks a bit big perhaps. We'll have to keep looking for a steering wheel and see what we can do. I'm not sure about that. That does look too big. Anyway, let's not let that stop us now. Wipers, door handles, bonnet, and that will be a 3 litre Ford engine in there, no doubt. Just want to keep this ruler here because it tells me that you're in camera. So let's take it apart, shall we? As you can see, we've got some decals in the background already done, pre-measured. Copied off a mint car on the internet, they were, and then sized accordingly. More about those later. Right, let's get the parts box. That's acting as a parts box as well at the moment, so let's get a different parts box. Got one down the side there. Right, so off with the base. Quite heavy metal. Bit of carpet there. Bit of carpet there. I think these just lift out. Sure if that lifts up. I don't want to bend them. There's no parts for this. Ah, yeah. Just push them out that way. And they're out. This first one's out. So all I did was just push back that axle and up. It's left the base with this sort of pushed on from the looks of it. Let's just see if we can push down on that. Keep pressing that. That ain't going to come through because that's beveled over, so they need a bit of filing down perhaps. Yep, certainly do. So we'll put that to one side for now. Then we've got the body, which seems to want to lift out. Ah, there's 2 screws there to take off probably first. Holding what is a metal plate in there. So they're out. Straight into the parts box. Now I think this may well lift a bit easier now. Maybe, that bar, let's take that bar out. Expect, yeah, that bar was sort of holding that in, I'm guessing. And there we have our interior. Auto gear stick drops out, quite good condition. Scruffy inside, but not bad. Let's get back here. Will the doors come out now? There's door cards on there. One door out. That's the dash out. Second door out. Glass just lifts out, and the glass does look really, really good. A few scratches, nothing that probably can't be got rid of, and it says Capri there, as you can see. Right. Boot going to drop out now. I think it is at the back there. That's out. All one unit. The sign is riveted on. Now, just giving this rear bumper a bit of a wiggle. Is it held in? Oh, the bonnet's come out. Just tip the car up there. It's riveted on. This is a chunky vehicle, by the way. Got to wiggle and pull it out at the same time. Lift and pull. There. Rear bumper out, intact, gratefully. Guessing the front's the same. It's a bit easier. That front's come away at the top end. There we go. Got some rear lights here. Not sure if I can just push those out. Oh, wipers have dropped out while we was doing that. Hear a bit of cracking. There she goes. Looks like that was not glued on. Maybe glued, but it's certainly got some paint stuck to it. Anyway, that's the engine out. Not bad. Saw me getting rid of that. You see this one. Now, will they push out? Yes. It's just held in with a bit of glue. Needs a... There we go. Complete. Everything off the front. Just got these rears. You can see that. Just getting a screwdriver in and pushing. Studs. And just pushing down there. One light out. Yeah, there's another. Interesting, because if you see there now, there's actually 4 holes holding that little assembly together. I have got a grinding wheel, and all I'm doing is supporting this from the back with my fingers and just taking the tops off these like plastic rivets. So I should just be able to, yeah, just push them out now. There's another one back here at the back as well. Missed that, didn't see that. There are a lot of parts to our Capri. That's held in by that one. That's the offending one, I think. Dropped off. And there we have our exhaust, engine, transmission, rear axle, and a clean base, which is not bad at all. Now we have got these doors and the door cards to have a look at. Right, I've got 2 very small screwdrivers to just see if we can prise these off. Can get an angle straight in at the bottom there. Try and just push it along with a bigger screwdriver, not significantly bigger. Off. So we've got a door card now. Capri, right hand. the glass is just riveted on a bit, which is a bit of a pain. It does come up though. It's held in rather than riveted on. Capri left hand, you can see there, that in the parts box. Door card. Now I'll have to get the Dremel back on because these are proud. I may have to see if I've got a smaller grinding wheel for this, but may have done the job. And she's out. Right, I've ground out these rivets until they're flat. It's still not loose. I'll try and give it a push from the bottom. Can tell you that got it, and that is out, and it reveals. There we have the remaining balance of the flashing blue light. But that is our Capri apart at last, all bits. Okay, our Capri's out of the caustic soda. I've already started cleaning it up, as you can see. There was a casting line here, quite a faint one, and not a casting line, but a hangover from the other versions of this model, the vinyl roof. So as you can see on one side, I filed it down just using a hand file, this small file you can see in front of me, just going along like that. Didn't want to use power tools until I got it flat. So I intend to do that off camera. Well, here is our Capri. We've got the roof lines cleared, which represented the vinyl roof, and we've got to take a bit back round the window and there. Now, I've started that on the other side. There's a bit of work to do. What I did was I used one of these bits on the end of a Dremel, a sandpaper rounding bit. It's quite a slow job. Before I did that, I got some pictures, compared where this roof line for draining off the water went, and I marked that out with some tape. Got close to the edge with a power tool and finish off with the hand tools, file, sandpaper, etc. It takes quite a while. I think it is worth doing. I think there will be a bit of filling to do at the end, but it feels sort of right at the moment. You got to remember is there is a sort of a line here, if you can see it, on the Capri, comes up and round. So from the door mirror, you can just see it on there. There is our Capri driver's door, as you can see, and you may not have spotted, I've made a little door mirror, extremely small. So here we are with our Capri door. So we'll get a blob of super glue into that. Then we'll take our mirror, get it in there, a little bit bicarb. Now that's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good straight off to me. See that, straight down the line, it's sticking out. That's what we want. It's got a bit of a 70s shape to it, but I am pleased with my door mirror. As you can see, we're back with our Ford Capri. What I'm not happy about is these Ford badges are a bit raised on the boot and the bonnet, the hood. So I want to take them down with a file. Fords did have silver badges like this on the front, but they weren't as prominent as this, and to be honest I think these are out of scale, but I want to try and keep them if I can. So let's get a small file, shall we? Right, I've got a couple of small files and I'm just going to try and do them by hand. What I want them is almost flat on the bonnet. I'm sure back in the day these were about 5mm high on the car. If anybody's got an old Ford, maybe they could measure them and tell us. But they were prominent. But these are prominent out of scale. So we've got to take them back a bit. And we've got to do it without taking anything off the rest of the bonnet. So I'll get on with that. It's going to be the same on the Ford bit here. Well, here we are. I've flattened them back quite a bit. I don't want to go any further. I want it to be visible that it's a Ford and a GXL. I'm keeping that. They do to me look like they're not as sticky outy as before. Here we are with bits of our Capri. Now, although these look really good under the chrome, I don't want them all to be chromed. I don't want the gearbox transmission to be chromed, the bottom of the engine. So these big pieces can go in there, in this box at the side here, to be sprayed with oven cleaner and de-chromed. Now this part, it's got like some glass in there, so I'm not going to put that in the oven cleaner because I don't know what effect it'd have on the glass. I'm going to be very careful, might just strip that down with a bit of wet and dry, etc., or just go over it. So I'm not putting that in. Now the steering wheel has been donated by this Army plastic Jeep. I did have another steering wheel. I don't know if I showed you it earlier on, but it's too big. It's far too big. Now the Capri would have had a 2-spoke steering wheel, but that's the one that's going on. It's going to be too hard to turn it into a 2-spoker. It just needs a bit of tidying up there on the edge. So we do have our steering wheel. Right, we're ready with our Mr. Muscle. Got all those in the corner, that's good. We can move that to a safe place. Okay, we've got a cup of water, so we can pop our tyres in there. It's hot on the hands, not to do any damage, but just loosened up these tyres enough to get them off, hopefully. Move that out of the way. No risk of bending the axles. They can go in the oven cleaner. Okay, as you can see, we've got our ultrasonic cleaner out. So we're off to drop the door cards in, lukewarm water, dashboard in, and the seats. And we're off to put the airbox in as well. Might as well put the steering wheel in, we'll know where it is. And we'll put these headlights in to give those a clean as well. And we'll put that on degas. Okay, that's had its 3 minutes. So we can take some bits out. Can give it a brush, because that hasn't lifted all the dirt, but it's loosened it. That's a lot better than it was. That'll now accept some primer. All coming out quite nice. Actually, the door cards don't even need a brush. They have come up really good. You can see, just giving them a brush anyway. And there's the air cover. And here's that glass. That's cleaned okay as well. So we can switch that off, put it away, and then I can get those into primer and spray them black. That is after 24 hours approximately in the oven cleaner. So what I do now, take it out, wipe it down, wash it in some soapy water, then start the repaint of that. But it comes really clean, as you can see. Well, here we are with some trim bits of our Capri. The underbody, transmission, etc. just being grey primed with that Turner and Grey primer I use. Now I thought I'd have to go over that again, but that grey's turned out fine. I'm just going to have to do something with the exhaust. I've got to do something with the wheels, the door cards, obviously the bumpers, some detailing on the engine, some detailing on the dash, and I've got a few other bits as well. Now, the original model is all really shiny like Molotow pen, but I don't want this all to be the same. So what we've got the Molotow pen, or the drastically cheaper pen which has the same effect but the point's not as fine, from Temu. We've got these metallic brush pens. We've got some light greyish paint left over from my motorbike. We've got Humbrol 56 metallic. Now all of those are going to be a different grade of what you might call bling. So from the chrome pens to the paint, then the big paint, then the metallic. So the first thing is I'm going to use this metallic brush pen on the exhausts. So here we go with a brush pen. Now, got the back of the exhaust going up to the front. What we're sort of looking for here is that sort of exhaust finish, just like galvanized steel. Not that they were galvanized, but that sort of look. Not a chrome look. We want something a bit, well, a lot duller than that. I've tried to tidy these up. That's a bit done, and it makes sense that the headers coming out the engine be the same. So let's give them a going over. Right, can put that down, let that dry off. Right, let's take a look at the wheels, and I'm hoping that this is going to be fine on the wheels. Not as bling as the chrome pen, I'm hoping. There we go, looking okay. Now I've got to do the inside as well, because it's a big car and the insides will be visible. So that's one set of wheels done. So I'll just put that on a little crocodile clip. Right, we're just going to take a look at our radiator now with a Sharpie marker pen. Opted for a black radiator, not a shiny one. Some wires going on, we've got the headers there, and we've got a distributor cap there. that in black as well. Oil filler cap there as well. Well, here we go. We've got a blue for the headers. I'm not sure how this is going to pan out. If you remember, the original model was totally blinged up. Right, there we have. Got some blue on. Probably need going over again. Right, got another Sharpie marker pen now. And what I want to try and do is some HT leads. Now, we've also got the dash to do. Now, on some models of Capri, this dash was like fake wood, but I'm not going to try and go that far. So it's just round. So we've got some chrome bezels. And there's our dash. Not looking bad. Not looking bad at all. And we've got our steering wheel. Now I did find some Capris did have a 3-spoke wheel. Just going to put a bit of blue in the middle there. And we'll leave that as it is. So I'm here with the bumpers, and I've just gone round with a sharp knife tidying them up. And I'm just going to go straight on with a Molotow pen. Off camera I've done the door handles, the rear light clusters the same. So put that into a crocodile clip, and we'll wait to see how they go. I've masked up the bottom lip, the bottom of the Ford sign and the GXL and the top to give myself the best chance here of getting this perfect. And I've got these like little pointy cotton buds. If I get any runs just there or there, these will just wipe it away. And I've got a decal ready to go. In actual fact, I've got a box of decals ready to go for this. So I'll just shake up the Molotow pen and get back to you when we're ready to start. So that is what we are trying to recreate here, the top of that boot. What I'm doing, I'm just putting some Molotow on this paint tin lid. There, I don't think that's gone too bad. So onto the Ford. Right, I know that's upside down. Let me turn it round for you. It's shaping up. It's going to need another going over, but you can't go straight over Molotow straight after. Got to let it dry. So I won't get the decal on yet. Right, as you can see, we've done the back and we've done these rain lines on the roof. Mark that over so we get them both at the same length, the same size hopefully. And I'm just going to go straight on with the pen on these. So fingers crossed. Don't want it all to go pear-shaped now, because this has taken a lot of time to get this far. Right, that looks okay, so we're going to pull the tape straight off. So that seems to work. Just need to touch that at the back end. Perfect on the other side. That will do. Right. I've just taped up the doors and I've measured the gaps, and I think that's as good as it is going to get. So it's on with the Molotow pen. Okay, as you can see, and it looks rather ugly, I've masked around the rear window and the front. Now, my aim in doing the rear window was I put a 1mm piece of tape where I want the chrome to go. So I'm now going to pull this away. Check you're in view there. And that is where my line should go. Now it's not perfect yet, so I'm going to have to do a bit more work. Right, here we go with the big pen. And as per, I'm going to pull the tape off straight away. Not come out as good as I hoped. Some of these little scrapers here. Right, that hasn't gone perfectly to plan, so I'm gonna just try a bit of freehand there. A lot better. It's dried. I should be able to tidy it up, I hope. There's our rear window. As you can see, the front window's masked off. I've just done that rear. I'm just going to go round here quite quickly now. It looks okay, so let's get the tape off. It's not too bad. It's easier to do these big bits than that little back window. That was really difficult, that back window. You can see where we're going with all this. Painstakingly time consuming, and if you don't get it 100% perfect, you're really a bit peed off, to be quite honest. But there we are. Going to leave that to dry. I'll just try and show you that back window. It's not perfect yet. I might have to touch up with a bit of white. You can see there I've got a bit of silver come out, but overall that's not bad. Now the other side, thinking of doing that curve freehand because it wasn't that difficult in the end. We'll see. I'll think about it, see what mood I'm in, whether I think I dare do it, etc. So anyway, our Capri moves on. Well, this is a bit tricky, what we're off to attempt next. I'm not sure how well I filmed the first bit, so I'll have to film it again. That back window. Now let's get you a close-up there. As you can see, it's not an exactly perfect line, but from a distance, it's fine. That's the masking tape line. Now I'm off to freehand that up and round and down. So that's essentially what I did on the other side after a lot of faffing about with masking, etc. In the end, I ended up freehanding it. So just shaking the Molto pen up and we'll be on with it. There she is, I freehanded that. I'm going to get one of those little sticks on there again. Just on the inside there. I'm sorry if you're not seeing all of this. It's jumped in the edit because it's gone out of shot. Let's have a look. That looks sort of okay. That's looking okay. Right, that was done in one. So I'm just going to leave that for a while and then I'm going to look at some final sorting out, but it's looking good. Well, as you can see, our Ford sign on the rear is okay, and our GXL, I'm quite pleased with that. What we've got now is a accident decal to go in there, so I'll put that in the water and we'll pick it up when it comes out. Just put a bit of water on there. Just got to get it in position now. Sorry if you can hear that hedge trimming going on. There we go. There's our accident sign on. That little part is now finished. Okay, here's the base of our Capri. There's the front where a number plate's going. There's the rear. Now, you may have seen it all black earlier in the video. I can't remember. The reason I did that, I didn't like it looked like it'd already been painted black through rust, both front and rear. So I just taped it off and resprayed that. And now we're just going to put that front number plate on. Okay, so here we go with our number plate. Sorry if you didn't see that, just realised it was a bit high. Let's get it moving. There we have our number plate. Okay, we're on to the police decals, which go on the roof mounting. Now these holes were cleaned out with just one of those little jeweler's tools. Not this one, but one just pushed into there, exactly the right diameter to clean it out. I did purchase a long time ago some of these. That had like mold lines, so it was they were removed using a knife. Left a few marks, so it was painted with this Azul blue and then lacquered. First we're going to put the decals on. Right, we've got a bit of water on there, so let's go with this. Turned out really nice. Get it fitted on there. And that looks spot on. So we just got to wait for the other side to do now. Okay, I don't know if you saw that, but I've put the second one on along with the first one. They're looking good. Okay, next up is the flashing blue light. Now that's a reasonable push fit into there. I don't really want to use super glue because it runs. I don't want it to paint, so I've got this Gorilla Glue. So I'm going to have to squeeze a bit out on a cocktail stick. There we are, we've got a dollop on there. We're off to just push it in this way. Just move it around. And then we can just push that in. Quite a firm push there. And that is that. Okay, we're back with our driver's door. And just going to freehand the mirror. That looks fine. That looks fine. Pleased with that. Probably saw me put the number plate on. So now we've got the fitting of this. Now I've not test fitted it. I don't want to pull it off again because I have a feeling once it clicks on, that's going to be it. So all up there, it's exhaust. It seems to have gone on really, really well. Unlike when I was trying to get it off, it's quite difficult. Now what I'll have to do is put some glue on these holes here. You can see where it is to hold it in place, because that will come off otherwise. That one's clicked in. That's why I hadn't test fitted it before. I knew if it clicked in, I didn't want to pull it out again. Some there, that's gone home firm. So we've got a bit of assembly as we go. It's not going to be one of those where all the assemblies at the end, but quite pleased with that. So here we go. I'm going to give us a bit. Just looking, I think it's strong enough to hold itself in place, what's left of the clips. So this is just a bit of belt and braces. These sort of downpipe ends are the ones that are really loose. No strength in that fixing at all there. We're not going to see this, so that's all good. And there we go. Isn't that nice? As you can see, we've got a bit of sub-assembly to do now. Just get the tyres on. Now, it's not cold in the garage today, it's 9 degrees, but these are quite hard, so I'm just going to pop them in a bit of lukewarm water there for a few minutes. Right, I've just put the first one on to check we're good to go. Right, fish out another one, just dry that off a little bit. Now some of them did have a bit of silver originally on the inside of the tyre, so I'll put that back on the inside so it's not seen. Right, they're all on. Just have a dry and a clean up. Move that warm water out of the way. And we can put these straight onto the base. They just went in like that and clipped under that little clip there, you can see. First one on. Good roller. And the second one. And there is our base ready to accept the body. Show you the underneath now. Front number plate. Might not get a good look at that again since it is underneath. Right, we're back with our main body. Don't know if I told you before, but PMA white primer and Auto Extreme white gloss. Now, these like side things, side vents, really just plastic and decorative. They serve no mechanical purpose. But I think they were black in between the lines and silver on top. I've seen them all black in pictures that I've looked at, so you could more or less do what you want. There we go. Shaky. Now I'll do the other side off camera. There you are, you can see we've got the black grooves now. Here we go with the rear number plate. There we go, that's on. As you can see, we're here with our Capri glass, which isn't bad at all, to be honest. So I've got some 5000 wet and dry. Just going to see how that goes first. Then I can move on to some 7000 and some metal polish. And I think that will be excellent on here. There was barely a scratch. As you can see, we're out the floor polish and that's come up really good. Whoops. So the door glass, so we can put them in a safe place and move on to the next stage. Well, here we have our Capri, and the next thing to do is get this police sign on top. Now, I tried to pre-fix it. It doesn't fit yet, because obviously I've got a bit of paint in these holes. So I've got a rounded file, and I'm just going to turn it with my fingers. So here we go. We've got a bit of Gorilla Glue on a little board. Just going to put it around these holes. This hole's bigger than that, so you can't get this the wrong way round. There you are, you heard that click. You can see that there, that's spot on. And that's the first look at the roof. And from behind, fine. Absolutely fine. Right, you can see I've got one completed door assembled there. We'll put that to one side, and we'll do the other one. So first thing to do is get the handle in, and what I'm going to do is just pop a bit of Gorilla Glue in the hole. Pushed in. What I'll do now is put a bit of Gorilla Glue behind it as well. Now we can put the glass in. That's clicked into place, you heard that. Then we can put the door on. And although it hasn't clicked, it is in place. And there we have completed door. Okay, we're ready with the front lights. And I've just checked which way up they should go. I'm not sure if they'll go in the wrong way round. But there is a drop at the front. So that's this to the top. And there's two little holes to push into. Pushed in. What I'll do, off camera, I'll put a bit of glue, you can see there, just behind the stubs. And that's the lights on. Right, we're just going to fix the back lights. So I'm just going to get a bit of glue. Not a lot. Just, there's what I've got, look, it's not a lot. I'm just putting it into those holes. I noticed I've got a bit on my hand. I've got a wipe behind me, so I wipe that straight off. What you don't want is glue on your paint. But keep checking you've got your hands clean. Right, so we've got a bit of glue on there. So we put the surrounding first. Just push that home. Just had a quick look there, there's no right upside down or whatever. Then as you can see there's wide holes at the bottom, that's for the red. And the orange at the top. And there's the first one in. And there's our rear cluster. Now we'll put a bit of glue behind those off camera. Right, next up is the engine, which is on these little clips. And these locate over these posts here. Right, so I've got my hand under that. I'm going to get a small screwdriver, just tease those clips in. First one's clipped in. That's one side in. And there goes the second with a bit of paint jumping off. The engine's in. Great. Here we are at assembly. Now I've already put the bumpers on in a test fitting and I don't take them off because it's such a tight fit. The wipers have just popped in there and they're held in by a bit of Vaseline. So next in is the glass. That now holds the wipers in. Next in we can put the boot, which goes in that way, and it will hang on its hinges. I've had a few problems with the boot, it keeps dropping out. So what I'm going to do is just put a bit of low adhesive tape on it, try and hold it in position. I don't trust the really strong masking tape because my experience is it peels me paint. Right, next in is the dash. It's got locators either side, you can see one there, and that goes onto those locators in the body. Next I can put my interior in. This gap here has to go over that tab. Take a look, see if it's in place. It is. Now that tab at the back holds the boot in. Right, now I can put in the doors. Now let's just check we've got the right door. That's the door. It goes in like that. Lifts up the interior, and that one's dropped into place beautifully. Woo. Same again this side, hopefully. Always one of them's been a problem. That one doesn't want to go in. And it's in. Right. Got a firm grip on the doors. Right, we've just got the doors in. Sorry I was interrupted. I can do the bonnet. You can't see it, but I know the bonnet's in there, and I can see through this gap that it is in its locators, and I can just give it a little dip to make sure it is. Right, brilliant. Now this piece of metal, the tabs hold the bonnet in, and that's the wrong way round, and there's locators for the doors as well. See, it's dropped in that side fine. I've had a few problems with the screws, God knows why. There's the other one. One goes in better one side than the other. So that just click into place, that bar there. Right, get this screwed down tight and hope everything's okay. Let's take a look. My bonnet feels a bit wonkier. That looks okay. Now something clicked into place then. See if these screws just need another turn. Could be the reason for our bonnet. But in coming out, it's looser than the original, but hey ho. Now the back wanted to drop out then. Let's put the base on. Hopefully Feels like our boot's still in place. Let's hope everything's in place and let's get our base on. Screwed down nicely. That did without any effort. That tells me everything should be right when we turn it over. Let's take this tape off. Don't throw it away. We might end up going back to the start. You never know with this. This one I've had about 6 goes. And she's looking okay. I think she's okay. She's a good roller. Rear boot's quite stiff. That's good. We know that's in place. On this one it's a bit more flippy. My bonnet's a bit more flippy, but it's in right because it won't pull out. I'm trying to pull it out. Right. That has been a marathon. I've had about 6 goes. Problems with the doors originally, then with the boot, then with screws not wanting to go in. It looks like I've avoided any major chipping. And is that a before and after shot? It might well be. Oh, just forgot and put the gear stick in. I'll do that off camera. It's just a matter of taking the base off again. But she's looking good. She's looking good. Well, we've hit a bit of a dilemma. I've tried cutting out these decals to go around the door handle, and to be honest, I can't get it to the standard that I want. I've tried templates. There you are. There's one of them. I've tried measuring. I've tried all sorts. All the other decals, fine. This one, it's the door handle. So unfortunately, I am discarding those. Just can't get it to the standard I want, and I've printed some new ones. So we're going to have what we used to call in the 70s police car with a red stripe, a jam sandwich, and it's going to go either on top of that body line or just below it. It's not going to try and curve over. That's not going to happen. I've seen pictures of cars like that in the real world when I researched this, so that's what we're going to do. Here we go with the first decal, and I've chosen to do it on top of the door. See how it goes. They're not easy to do, these long thin decals, as in easy to apply. There's our first decal on. So we'll get this one on, which goes there. These are proving a bit tricky to apply. And that one has actually gone on better than the first one. Here we go with the next one. Right, I've done that by eye. Take a look at it. Still a bit wet around here. Right, that's quite good. Pleased with that. Whoa, that one went on the best of all. Only needed 6 goes to get it right first time. Anyway, just the side emblems to put on. Right, how I've decided to line that up is that point there should be level with the door handle. This point here should just be above the door line. And the next time you see that, it'll be on the turntable. This is what we started with, a highly play-worn Ford Capri in police colours, 3 litre GXL. It's certainly seen better days at this one. The most important thing was everything is there. Wipers, door handles, bumpers, lights, because you can't get spares for this apparently, so it had to be complete or we need a donor car. I've been sat on this for 2 years waiting to do it, so let's see how we got on, shall we? Because here it is now, the Ford Capri. Well, here is our finished Capri police car by Dinky Toys, number 253, made between 1974 and 76 by Dinky. The actual car was made between 1968 and 1986. It was built in several countries: Halewood, Great Britain, Cologne, Germany. Parts were assembled to make the cars in Australia. It's a great car. It was used by the police forces in the 70s in the UK. Lancashire Police Force had a Mark 1 3000 GT back in 1971. It was also operated by Scotland, Northern Ireland, Merseyside and Greater Manchester Police. Over 1.9 million Capris were sold. The fastest ones I could find on the internet were the RS ones, and there was one modified by Cosworth for Group 2 racing. It was an RS 3.1 tuned to 3.4 litres with 435 brake horsepower. That's the biggest engine the Capri had, but the range went from 1.3 litres upwards. Well, I can tell you, this model hasn't been easy to do. It's such a big thing to paint really, and it weighs a lot. It's rolled off the turntable once, and I had to glue the door mirror back on. But I'm sure you'll agree, it's a stunning model when it's done. There's lots of opportunity for the customizer with this car. I went down the jam sandwich route. I was unable to fit the original decals. I just couldn't get them cut right to go neatly round the door handles. Anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you can. We're getting closer to 1,000 subscribers now, and I hope to get there in the next 2 months. So I leave you with the Dinky Toys Ford Capri police car. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week for another restoration. Bye for now.